What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm trying to make a refresh series Chick-fil-A. Here it is in all of its chicken nugget dish building. That's brilliant. And yeah, this will have an interior as per every refresh, and I do also have one extra bit to show before I show the materials, which is kind of a cool one. And you may note there's random trapdoors, and it'll explain those, I swear, but the door's on the right side. Hold on, I forgot about that. Anyway, here's a sneak peek of the inside, and anyway, with that being said, enjoy the tutorial, and I will catch you on the flip side. As a little bonus, here is what the build looks like at nighttime. As you can see, we actually have lights, and some of the upcoming refresh I know as well do. I just forget which ones, but I'm starting to get more into the lighting for them, I swear. Here is the original Chick-fil-A, which is unnecessarily massive for some reason. I really don't know why, but it is. And here is the remake, which is a much more reasonable size. Here are all the materials you're needing for this build. Alrighty, and the space for me for this is a 38 by 56. And just to start off, we're going to get smooth stone slabs and black concrete, just so we can, as per usual, get to that front left-hand corner of the build. So starting from the front left-hand corner of the grid, your 38 by 56, golf if you minute, you want to start by counting back by 1 and going right. You're going to place 4 smooth stone slabs. Right of that, a black concrete. God, you're then going to count back by 4 and place another black concrete. And then a row of 14 smooth stone slabs. Almost tricked myself there. You can anyway then get rid of those 2 materials, and we can actually start the build itself. So you want to start by getting out granite, terracotta, blackstone slabs, which we're just going to use for blocks as well because I find that easier, granite slabs, bricks, polished blackstone walls, black stained glass pens, black stained glass block, and dark oak door. And I feel like that'll get most of like the foundation done, but I could be missing something painfully obvious, and I usually am. Anyway, you want to start on the last smooth stone slab you place and go back diagonally right by 1, and on this block you're placing a granite. Lord. Right of it you'll place a blackstone block and then 2 granite slabs. And then another blackstone block and then a granite. You'll then go forward diagonally right with a granite. Forward 2. Then, hold on, I just want to make sure that what the corner block is. Okay, yeah. You'll go right by 2. Then forward with 3 bricks. Right by 6. Back by 2. Back with a granite. Right 2. Back 2. Back diagonally right 1. Right with a blackstone block. Right with 2 granite slabs. A blackstone block and then a granite. You'll then head back here on the right and place a blackstone block. 2 granite slabs. Blackstone block. Granite. Blackstone block. 2 granite slabs. Blackstone block, 2 granite slabs, blackstone block, and then you'll go back diagonally right with a brick. Go right 1, back with a blackstone, back diagonally left with a black stained glass block, behind that with a dark oak door on the right half of that block, back from that with a black glass, back diagonally right with a blackstone block, back with a brick, left 1, back diagonally left with a blackstone block, back with 2 granite slabs, a blackstone block, and then I want to say it'd be 8 granite. Those are the only 2 sides with any windows or really any kind of detailing to worry about, excluding, I guess, the lights, because they are on all 4 sides. Even though I didn't show all 4 sides, they are on all 4. But they're a problem later. You want to start by taking each blackstone block and just extending it up by 3. Hopefully everyone is having a good day or night. I am for the most part. It's some random day of the week. I don't really know. It's a Monday. Which means today is the day that Poppy Playtime Chapter 2 started releasing. I know you're not seeing this. You're probably not even seeing this in March, frankly. But yeah, I'm recording this February 24th. So that's exciting, exhilarating, or anything in between, perhaps. You should have this. You'll connect each of the blackstone blocks together with opposite-on blackstone slabs over where the granite slabs are. Now, you do have a set that is actually not above any sort of granite slabs, which is this like set of blocks that are 3 apart. You'll just kind of connect them together over the open space instead. Before we do the next step, actually, you will take this doorway here on the right side and not take the top row of blackstone blocks, but the row just below it and connect it again with opposite-on blackstone slabs to, I guess, create a capital A. That wasn't really the intention with that, but this is kind of what it does. Then behind each open space or blackstone slab, you'll just place black glass, which I guess includes the granite slabs as well. Basically, just bring it up in the doorway, and then you're just inside of each window by a block, just filling it in with black glass. And yeah, we will worry about how these get inset on the inside more later. I guess if you really want a spoiler alert, it's just black concrete either side. It's nothing really crazy. Yeah, you should have this. Every single granite you want to now bring up, well, except for a couple areas, but just the ones on kind of the sides of the windows, you'll bring up with 5 terracotta. It should go 2 higher than the windows. Now, the ones that I mentioned are exceptions. It's really these little, like, corner shapes here, these right angles just in the front center. Those will not end up getting brought up with terracotta. But even, like, this row here on the back right will. Just those are brought up with bricks instead, and it's a larger amount, so we're going to wait on that just a second. I guess I could, in theory, say here, do both these at the same time, but that's so much work, you know? So yeah, you should have this anyway. Oh, I missed a block, actually. You should have this. I guess the next logical step is bringing those top 2 rows of terracotta across the tops of the windows, and that's really the only thing you're worrying about there. And then, unfortunately, we can't actually do much else from this point to build up the base of the walls, I guess. I would also recommend doing the same thing with this, the doorway here on the right side. It'll just be on top of bricks, which is why I didn't do it. But yeah, you do want to do the same with the 5 terracotta. Generally, you do have some contrast between the, like, if the base block is different, the top block will also be different, and usually I do end up abiding by that somehow. But in this particular instance, I did not, just because of the way things worked. You want to anyway take the rest of the granite that we forgot here, these kind of corner shapes, and bring them up with 10 bricks each. And I'm just going to make sure that my number was correct. I counted it, but like I get that paranoia where I'm like, did I count it wrong or something? But you're just going to bring every single granite here up with 10 bricks. Some of them you won't see actually at the end of the day, but it'll help us with something later as well, so it is just probably preferred to do it regardless of if it is important. And there you go. We'll punch out the lights, I think, later, rather than building them into the wall, at least for this particular portion. I think for the birch, we probably will build it in, because it's not particularly hard. But because we don't actually have the sea lanterns yet, there's no point in building it in there. So, get rid of your dark oak door and get out a spruce door, and we're going to focus on the back and left. And before we do anything, I would just connect this front left-hand granite to the back right-hand granite with, you probably would have guessed, granite, and you would be correct if you guessed that. You're just kind of really squaring off the build like so. On the left side here, you will take, if you take this back left-hand corner, you will count forward from it by 3, 4, 5. You'll count forward from it by 6, and you'll break this granite and replace it with a spruce door. So you should have 6 granite behind it that are still just vibing there. So it looks like granite sparkles. That's so weird, they're like white dots. Anyway, that's not particularly important. I actually did gaslight you. There are windows on this wall. I don't know why I don't have them in the grid, but they're here. So if you just start from the front left-hand corner, you'll leave this first granite open, and you'll just have to break in, I guess. You'll place a black stone block going back. 2 granite slabs. black stone block, gap of 1, black stone block, 2 granite slabs, black stone block, 2 granite slabs, black stone block, and that's all. And then you'll do the same thing with this that you did with the other ones, which is really bringing up the blackstone and stuff. And I wouldn't worry about the terracotta just yet when you do this, but do worry about the black glass itself and also the blackstone. Yeah, sorry, I built this a while ago, and because I just didn't put it on the grid, I just, like, forgot. I was like, yeah, no, I'll trust my grid, but I guess I just, like, wasn't thinking. Whoopsies. Anyway. In the back left-hand corner, you'll end up just placing on this very corner granite 5 terracotta moving up, just to start. Off either side of it, you'll place just a singular black stone block off the bottom 3 terracotta. It should be on top of the granite. You're not really going any further than that. And then, for now, I'm going to tell you to place 2 black stained glass panes out from each black stone block, and then another black stone block on the end. I brought that up too high. And you'll do this with all 3 rows. A little bit larger drive-through windows than usual, but that's just so everything lines up at the same height. And then when looking at both of these windows, I'd break the bottom right black glass, but it is kind of up to you. You'll see me in these refresh, I do a lot of different drive-through window designs. I'm not really sure what I like. There's really nothing that works perfectly for me. I'm kind of like on that edge to where it doesn't make sense regardless, so I just kind of live with what I can. Anyway, you're going to fill in the rest of the left and back wall in with terracotta. You will still have that area at the front, which we have to do, but that's completely unrelated. I just figured I'd point that out, because you don't want to fill that in with terracotta. And yeah. What is next refresh? I feel like it's library. I don't remember. I'm so far ahead with refresh, and especially because I've been recording, like, it's been all chapter 2 and stuff recently, and, like, these big maps, it just, the refresh that I worked on, oh, I missed her, the refresh that I worked on, like, ages ago are just kind of chilling there, waiting for me to actually do something with them, and they are getting their time, I guess. Before we do anything else, there's kind of one major step that's lingering in my face right now, but I'm going to try to shove it aside because it's not really important yet. Head to the front again, and you want to take this little U shape of bricks you have on the front. Off the back left and back right bricks, you'll place a polished black stone wall. You'll extend it forward with a black stained glass pane, and then forward with a polished black stone wall. Extend either of those front walls in with 2 black stained glass panes, and then in the very center, you'll have a polished black stone wall like so. Place 4 additional, or I guess copy that row 4 more times, rather. And then it'll be pretty much time for an inventory switch. Yeah, I guess it is, even though I feel like there's one step we could do to maybe get rid of something else. Do I want to just, like, do it? It's kind of a weird step for this point, but... no, we'll wait. We'll just get rid of your... I want to say black stained glass blocks and black stained glass pins. I don't think we need those. Along with your spruce door, and get out birch planks, red concrete, and sea lanterns. Anything else? I guess you can get rid of your... I think both of your granite and terracotta along with granite slabs. And maybe polished blackstone walls? Yeah, okay, so you'll end up having these 5. You'll have blackstone walls, bricks, birch planks, red concrete, and sea lanterns. And I have them at the back of my inventory. And I'll, in addition, get out mangrove slabs. I'm starting from the back and working forward, by the way, as I'm getting these. Brick slabs. Nether brick slabs. And nether brick blocks, I guess? So here's the order I have. I have nether bricks, then I have nether brick slabs, brick slabs, mangrove slabs, blackstone slabs, bricks, birch planks, red concrete, sea lanterns. Might not even need the bricks anymore, but I'll keep them for now. Anyway, on top of the like window thing we just made, you will place 6 rows of birch planks. And it will stick one higher than the bricks, which is what you should have. And yeah. I have a giant square. Is it a square? No, it's not. So close, though. On the terracotta on the right side that sticks out, you'll actually end up doing the same thing. It's this kind of, I guess, backwards C shape that is sticking out the right wall. You'll just place 6 birch planks on each terracotta. And both these you'll kind of do the same, at least for now. So, when you look at each of them, you want to be looking at the flat side, or at the front it'll be looking from the front of the build, but on the right side it'll be looking, I guess, towards the doorway. And you want to, off the right and left birch plank rows, you'll place upside down nether brick slabs rows that stick off just the front by 1. We're not going to worry about the, I guess, back of them yet, because I want to get the roof kind of marked first before we worry about that. Anyway, you'll bring either side upside down nether brick slab in with an upside down slab, up with a slab, in with a block, in with an upside down slab, up with a slab, and then you'll just have a block in the middle. The generic slab roof, which is weird on a city building, I'm not gonna lie. It's not something, whoa, that's not something I expected. But, you know, we get there. The little gap you have, you'll just place an additional birch plank on the middle 3 to fill it in. I won't bring the roof back yet because it doesn't matter. It'll look better when we get the logo in. I do realize it looks a little bit strange right now, but I guess the other thing we can do is above each of the windows, including the doorway, but not including the front. You want to place on this, like, I'll just take this one here on the front left. You want to place 2 rows of red concrete off the row of terracotta just above it. You'll then take the inner row of red concrete and extend it up a row. So when you're doing this, you won't go, like, over top of the terracotta. You'll go over the black stone specifically, because I guess it's only black stone regardless, even though it is slabs. And yeah, again, you'll just do it here, the same thing. And you want to do it on all sides, on all windows, drive-through windows included, and doorway included on the right side here. The doorway has something different going on, but we won't worry about it just yet. It's like it's literally 1 block that changes. A little bit of a light to, I guess, maybe make it more noticeable or prominent or something. I don't know. I don't make the rules. Actually, I do. But, yeah. So just make it all look a little bit nicey. Okay. Assuming I place it right. So yeah, it should look like this from an overhead. On the aforementioned right side, in the, like, middle red concrete closest to the doorway, you'll just break it and replace it with a sea lantern like so. Now, yeah, no, we'll fill up everything and then break in the lights instead. On top of all the terracotta here, you'll just place 3 rows of birch planks. I feel like that makes more sense. Even though it's a good amount of lights, still, just, it's easier to fill it up and then worry about it later. Just like this. It's like the main build. Wow, it's like everything. Crazy. 2 and then 3. Because there's kind of a pattern to it, I think. I don't remember. I'll know, surely. You should have this. On the middle row of birch, you'll take the left and the right, I guess on the front specifically, and you'll just break the middle 2 birch planks in that row, which will give you this. It should have 2 open off either side. On, I believe, both the left and the right, you should be doing the same thing. Yeah, you'll end up, if you turn to the wall, you'll leave the first 2 planks open, and then you'll break 2. Then, actually on the right side, you're leaving a gap of 2, break 2, gap of 2, break 2. And on the left, you're doing a gap of 3, but this lasts the entire wall, because you do have the little interruption in the middle of the other one. You should end with 3 here on the back. And on the back right, you'll end up just kind of continuing. You'll leave this first plank open, break 2, leave 2, break 2, leave 2, break 2, and then you'll end up with 1 birch here on the end as well. On the back, you're leaving 3 off either side, and then breaking the next 2, and then leaving gaps of 3 and breaking 2 again, and it should give you this. Fill in every block you just broke in with a sea lantern. A lot of patterns. It ends up being different just so it lines up at least right on the kind of different sides, because If I did try to just line it up like symmetrically or something, it'd get weird with half lights and stuff, and I didn't want to do that, so yeah. Head back to the front, and you'll end up taking in line with the top row of birch on the brick section here, and you'll throw your sea lanterns on the floor first. You'll end up taking the, I guess, innermost brick and breaking it and replacing it with a sea lantern. It is technically the middle, but because the middle, or the furthest in one, is actually not visible, it does become the, I guess, new furthest in one, like so. The other thing you can do with these brick pillars is you can essentially just kind of fill in the top of them to make them a 3x3. It'll be more important later, but it is still kind of nice to get that out of the way. The birch plank sections, now we can kind of visualize it a little bit better. They want to be 7 blocks deep in total. So this front one is already 3, so I'll take specifically the top row and I'll bring it back an additional 4. But then this will end up sticking past the brick, so I will bring it down by 1 at the back there, and then I will just, I guess, connect together because it is kind of important. And on the other side I have 2, so I'll end up taking the top 2 rows are the only ones you'll need and extend them left by 5, and then again connect together and do the same thing. And that'll give you, I guess this one's a perfect square, huh? Yeah, it actually is this time. And you will want to bring the roof all the way kind of through this, just fully with nether brick, making sure you replicate the little peak on the back side here. Again, generally on buildings, these are fairly flat. I don't know particularly about Chick-fil-A. I feel like there was a reason I would have made it a little bit thicker like this, but generally they're fairly flat, and I think it looks better to have them go into the build a little bit, rather than just being a facade. Because I just don't like the way that looks. I don't know. A little goofy. But regardless. And then after we do this, we'll end up, I think, doing the logo, and then we will end up starting the interior kind of after the parking lot. Only floor material, I guess, but still. Anyway, you should end up with this. You'll end up taking the top row of these brick pillars and just surrounding them in upside down nether brick slabs. And it should connect perfectly into the birch on both the front and back, like so. Before we actually do the logo, we should probably do the, like, striping details so we don't need to worry about those materials anymore. So both on the, like, front and where the birch, I guess, sections are that stick up, you'll end up taking the row just below them, which is going to be this window row or the terracotta on the right side, and you'll just surround it in upside down black stone slabs. And you won't go any further, you'll just kind of surround this particular section. And if there's red concrete or something in your way, just kind of ignore it and go around it. On top of each upside down blackstone slab, or where one would be in situations where you don't have them, you'll end up placing a mangrove slab on each. So you see on the right side it looks like this, because of that little overhang. I forget what there's an official name for them. I just don't remember what it is. Anyway, on the rest of the build, again, where you don't have red concrete, you want to just surround in line with the top row of terracotta, which will also go around these brick pillars. You'll just place upside down brick slabs. You will want to, you know, place extras on the corners, or I guess sharpen the corners as you would have with the blackstone slabs. I just didn't mention it. But yeah, and you should end up with this. And that just looks a little bit better. Breaks up the terracotta and birch mainly, and I guess just makes it consistent on the other brick thing. Oh, oh, my bamboo is growing, that's for sure. I forgot to put structure voids on them because I had to move this, and they're growing. You can see it over there. It's growing. Anyway, get rid of your, like, I don't even know. Yeah, just clear your inventory. Yeah, won't go horribly wrong, surely. And get out mangrove planks, mangrove slabs, mangrove buttons, dark oak trapdoors, nether brick stairs, white wool, and to start off the parking lot, we'll end up getting out smooth stone slabs, black concrete, and polished black stone walls. Hey, look, they're back. So, for starters, we'll do the logo, or I guess both logos, even though they're the same. You'll head to the birch section and you'll take the bottom block that you can, bottom center block, and you'll place a mangrove slab off of it. I will instruct this both times. Left and right of it, you'll place mangrove planks. From the left plank, you'll extend it up with 2 planks and then a slab. Extend that slab left with a plank, along with right with also a plank and then a slab. Extend that slab down with a plank and then an upside down slab. You'll take the plank here on kind of the top right and extend it right with a slab. In addition, you'll take the slab here also in the top right and you'll extend it right with an upside down slab, which will be kind of up diagonally right like so. And then on top of that one, you'll place a regular slab like so. In the center of the C, you'll place a mangrove button off the top birch plank. Fairly similar to the original. I think the logo's a little bit different. It's definitely an improved one, but regardless, it's fairly the same. On the right side, you're doing the same thing with this birch section. So again, I'll go a little bit quicker, but I'll still explain it. Bottom center birch that you can, you'll place a mangrove slab. Left and right of it, planks. On top of the left one, you'll place 2 planks and a slab. Extend the slab both left with a plank along with right with a plank slab, and then I guess you'll go right with an upside down slab from that one with a slab on top. From the slab you brought right with an upside down slab, you'll then go down from it with a plank and upside down slab again. Go right from that plank above the upside down slab with a slab, and I guess also left of that plank, you'll place a mangrove button on the birch. That's the logo. Fairly simple. There it is twice, I guess. Now, off of each sea lantern, wow, I'm lagging on a LAN server, crazy. You're gonna place dark oak trap doors and open them up against these sea lanterns, just like so, to cover them up and make them look a little bit better, but it still will let the light through, which is cool. You could, in theory, even place like stairs if you wanted something a little bit bulkier, or walls off of them. The walls will make them a little bit visible off the edges, which I didn't particularly like very much, but stairs, you could have them to where it just like is only visible from the top or something, and that kind of is how the lights are actually on Chick-fil-A. But that's kind of weird to do in Minecraft without making it insanely big and blocky and extra. Anyway, on top of the top birch planks, you'll place white wool, just going around in a, well, rectangle, I guess. There's not really much else to it. It's just a rectangle. I don't know what you want from me. And I would connect it together like over the, or across these sections like so. I will do this with a /fill command, but you will fill in the rest of the roof here in with white wool. It's really just corner to corner if you do a /fill command, and you know, the same old. I do have a /fill video that's extremely outdated, and I should make a new one, and I keep telling myself that, but I keep forgetting. Maybe I'll do it this week, you never know. Although probably not, I doubt that happens. Around the white wool, you'll end up placing upside down nether brick stairs facing outwards, just like a robe of the birch. If you do need to pause or something because of the me doing it in 2 seconds, feel free, and then, yeah. That's the build itself done. If you want the parking lot, stick around. If you don't, get out of here. I'm just kidding. I mean, I'm not. Like, there's nothing else to see other than the floor material, which if you want it, it's cyan terracotta. That's the only other thing I can think of. So, let's place all the smooth stone steps. Head to the front right, or front left, I guess, here, and you'll take this black concrete and bring it to the right with 4 smooth stone slabs. You'll then leave a gap of 7, and then if my memory serves correct, you're placing, I think it's 16 smooth stone slabs to the right. I am actually correct. I'm shocked. You'll go right with a black concrete, 3 smooth stone slabs, and then a black concrete. You extend back from there with 3 smooth stone slabs, black concrete, 8 smooth stone slabs, black concrete, and then you would just go to the end of the grid, but I'm not going to worry about it just yet. Each of the back 2 black concretes there, you'll leave a gap of 3 moving left of, and just place another black concrete, which you can connect those together with smooth stone slabs. Then extend the front smooth stone slab left by 4, and then you'll go back by 8. You will take the center of the build itself here, this front kind of sticky out area. It looks really cool from here. I like this angle. Anyway, right at the front row of bricks, you'll place 5 smooth stone slabs and extend that 5th one back to the wall. Left of it, you'll just place smooth stone slabs until you connect into the other row of smooth stone slabs you should already have from the beginning. Now it's time for kind of number crunching, but also not really. On the left side here, you'll take the first smooth stone slab you placed, and you will extend it back by what should be 54, or it'll just be to the end of the grid if you have your corners marked. You'll then go right by 36. And then you should be able to connect forward and back into your black concrete. And that's the grid space. That's all you need. Other than the front and right, you have an additional overhang block, but yeah, that's pretty much your grid. There is a little bit more we do have to do, and I'll kind of mark this based off the build rather than giving you numbers, because I feel like that just is better. You'll take the back right-hand corner of the build and take this granite and extend it out with 5 smooth stone slabs. You'll connect it forward. I'm missing another line. What was I doing? You'll then take the brick behind the doorway here and also connect it just into the smooth stone slabs to the right with more slabs. There is one singular smooth stone slab we still need to add, and it is on the left side. It'll make more sense later as to why this is here. But it's just behind the spruce door. You have a singular smooth stone slab off of the granite behind it. It won't connect to anything, it'll just kind of be there. And yeah. It's time to focus on all the black concretes. We'll actually do all of them at once because it's easy enough. You'll take each of the 8 black concrete and extend each of them up by just 1 with black concrete. You'll then go up from there with 3 polished black stone walls on each one. Again, you do have both the right and left, I guess front right and front left both to worry about here. And then you'll place a black concrete on top of each. This is kind of where they'll get different. You'll end up connecting these black concretes together fairly. Obviously on the left it's just 1-to-1. But this you're essentially going to connect all of them together and just fill the entire area in, which is a giant rectangle, I guess. Just like this. You'll then take this long rectangle and extend a row of black concrete off of each side, like so. It'll be off, yeah, it'll just overhang, I guess. And it'll look a little bit better. Like so. This is like the little thing where you got the employee standing in with the little tablet. That's why there's not one of the like screen things or whatever they are, where, you know, with the really bad speaker that you can barely hear anything from. Yeah, there's not one of those on this. Thankfully, Chick-fil-A is smarter than that, I guess. Anyway, clear your inventory and get out now. Dark oak fence. Dark oak hanging signs. Glow ink sack. White dye. Sandstone. Gray concrete. And white concrete, I guess. We'll worry about the little greenery areas later, because those aren't really block for block. Those are kind of just whatever. So between the 2 pillars kind of closest to the center, which will be the parking lot eventually, but this central area here, you'll end up taking the middle black concrete between them and bringing it down with a dark oak fence, and then you'll have a dark oak hanging sign below it. I'll just close out of it for a second. See the way they face. Ignore the hitbox. I really don't know what's happening here, but that's bedrock for you, I guess. Off of the inside of the sign, you'll go down a line, or is it both sides? It might be both sides. No, it's just the inside. You're going to write on the left one, you will write in all caps exit, and on the right one, you'll write entrance. On the right one, you'll write entrance. Yeah, I don't know about this hitbox, guys. I'm pretty sure it just, like, doesn't, like, have a hitbox for the other direction. Yeah, you see this one works the same way. I mean, I could try this just to see if it's like flipped, but no, it's not, as you can see. What, you can put it on a diagonal like that? Okay, whatever. You'll then anyway right click on them once with glowing sack and once with white dye, or you can I guess place it on alternatively is kind of the way that works. We'll start with the sandstone and then we'll do the parking lot itself. So there's really two areas where there's sandstone, and the main one is on the right side here. Where you have the gap between these smooth stone slabs on the left and kind of right here, it's a 3-block gap, which is I guess the only gap in this kind of central parking lot area that we haven't talked about that is 3 blocks wide. You'll end up breaking the grass here and replacing it with sandstone. Everything confined within these smooth stone slabs behind this, and I guess which includes this little area that bleeds out to the right, will be grass broken, replaced with sandstone. I don't know why I said it like that. I just did. It's a little peculiar, but regardless, it's what happens, you know? So yeah, anyway. I guess I'll talk about the greenery a bit. You saw it on the refresh church. You'll probably see it a couple more times as well. It's, I think, one of the coolest things I've probably, like, come up with. Just the combination of blocks I use. I enjoy it. But I am trying to add more greenery as well. You'll see that a lot later. I don't know about the next couple, but there will be a point to where you'll notice some, like, big changes between them. The other area is so crazy. It's absolutely insane. That smooth stone slab I mentioned earlier on the left that will be important later. Every single grass in front of it until you reach another smooth sandstone, or smooth stone slab rather, will be replaced with sandstone, which is just this little thin row. It's like a little walkway to the door on the side. I just didn't push out the drive-through because I have the drive-through window right there, and it just was kind of inconvenient, but yeah. Rest of the main area is gray concrete. Again, you're leaving the kind of segmented off areas, which are just the two on either side of the front, and then that back right there. But everything else will be pretty much gray concrete. And I'm going to start by just filling it with gray concrete. Eventually, we'll have to go back and break some for the drive-through. No, not the drive-through. Sorry, the parking lot. But, yeah. I just, like, forgot what I was trying to say there. It was a little bit unfortunate. It's like I knew where I was trying to go with it, but I just didn't at the same time, you know? Like, I just, I don't know. It's pretty much me right now. Just, I don't know. Take a guess. Maybe I'll be right, maybe I won't be. But yeah, again, I do recommend, if you are familiar with slash fill, using it for something like this. It just makes it so much quicker, and you can do so much more in a day with it. Especially on a map like Poppy Playtime or something. Not that this is a game tutorial, but you know, that is always important because that is becoming more my channel than these, I think. But, you know, these still do have their place, at least for me. Anyway, there is no handicap parking spot this time. If you want to add one, feel free, but I just kind of didn't for, I don't even know. Don't look at me. You want to go left to right or right to left in the back row of the parking lot anyway. Doesn't matter, and you'll leave a gap of 3. Replace the gray with the white. Gap of 3, white, gap of 3, white, gap of 3, white, gap of 3, white. And then you'll extend each of them towards the front with 4 additional white concretes in the gray. You could also place carpets, I guess, on top. That would work. But it is kind of flat anyway in real life, parking lots, so. The other thing is the little row of 7 here at the front. The left 3 blocks will be white concrete, and the right 4 will be gray. So, for the like, greenery, I use a couple things here. I use just regular bone meal because it'll be important. I use oak leaves, azalea plants, bamboo, wherever it is, there it is, big drip leaf, and on my own without using the bone meal, I do use tall grass. And so, essentially, you're just going to kind of place a random amount of these. Like, right, you want some oak leaves there, you want bamboo of varying heights. Like, I'll make this one 4, and I'll make one over here that's 2. You want some azalea plants, some drip leaves that do the same thing. Could even switch the direction of them a couple times. And, yeah, once you've, like, kind of had a reasonable amount of just these, really, like the azalea leaves, bamboo, and drip leaf, you'll take, really, bone meal, and you can bone meal the rest of it, and whatever ends up being regular grass, you'll just kind of, or whatever I guess ends up being open, you'll just fill with tall grass, or alternatively tall ferns if you have a fern like there or something. But it is preferred to get some flowers. I just didn't for some reason. Thanks, Minecraft. But yeah, just something like that looks pretty good. Not the highest effort I've done on these, but, you know, just, again, in this area is kind of the same thing. I'll make a tall bamboo. Yeah, I've got bamboo growing over here. I forgot the all-important... Yeah, just don't give me flowers. It's fine, you know, and I don't need any. I forgot the all-important structure void on top of the bamboo, or string would work if you're not particularly a fan of using structure voids on top of them in the drip leaf. I don't know if that was just it being mean or if it actually is going to do that, but why? How did... Okay, whatever. I'm going to use structure voids because it doesn't... I will ignore that one because it'll be funny for that to be extremely tall. I'd say next part, but I think I'm recording them at the same time, so that doesn't count. And then again, you'll do the same thing here in the back right. Although this one's a little bit larger, so there's more you can add. And maybe I'll actually get flowers on this one, who knows? Probably not, though. I feel like that's a little bit tall. I mean, like, really anything under 4 blocks is reasonable. But once you get more than that, it starts to get a little bit tall. Oopsies, that's the wrong thing. They're both white. Hey, I got a flower. I got more than one flower. I just didn't use any of the flowers. It saved them all for this one, I guess. Crazy Minecraft logic, but sure. But yeah. The final thing I will leave you with, just for those of you who care about the interior, is breaking your entire grass floor in here, including this guy right here, I guess, and you will replace it with cyan terracotta. I will do most of this with a command, because, yeah, but there will be some areas because of, obviously it's not a perfect rectangle, that I will have to manually fill in. But also just prepare us and have one less step for the interior to worry about. And I guess one less material as well, because I don't think I use cyan terracotta anywhere else. Generally, I try to make the floor material something I won't use for the decorations, but I have a couple counter blocks I use, so if I use one floor material, I'll just switch the counter to something else. And yeah, you do need under doors. I guess you need under windows. It won't particularly hurt you, at least, and it is always nice to do. But yeah, give me that door. And yeah, once you've done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is your Chick-fil-A Refresh Series exterior complete. Interior is probably tomorrow, but I don't know how I'm scheduling anymore because of the mass amount of videos and everything that's going on. It's been a little bit weird with interiors recently, so it'll be soon, I swear. Like, within 3 or 4 days, probably. Although I'm guessing this will be one that ends up getting a later time rather than its own video day. But anyway, I think I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Have a fantastic rest of your day or night. And I will see you on the next one. Peace.